Imagine you work hard, save money, and do everything right. Yet, year after year, that money quietly buys less. No announcement. No warning. Just erosion. This is not a personal failure. It is how modern money is designed. A store of value is supposed to do one simple thing: carry your economic energy from today into the future without leaking. Gold did this for centuries. Property does it imperfectly. Cash used to do it until it didn't. Bitcoin exists because this promise was broken. It is a response to the quiet decay of our savings. This is not just another currency. It is a new system designed to protect your hard work from the forces of inflation. Today, we dive into why Bitcoin exists and why it matters for your financial future. If gold was the answer for the physical world, Bitcoin is the answer for the digital age. A store of value must satisfy four conditions: scarcity, durability, portability, and verifiability. First, scarcity. It cannot be easily created. If everyone can make it, it has no value. Second, durability. It must survive time and decay. It needs to be there when you need it, decades later. Third, portability. It must move across space efficiently. You should be able to take it with you, anywhere. And fourth, verifiability. Ownership must be provable without needing to trust a middleman. Gold meets some of these. Fiat currency meets almost none. Bitcoin was engineered to meet all four, digitally. This is not ideology. It is monetary engineering at its most radical level. Bitcoin's most radical feature is not speed or anonymity. It is absolute scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Not approximately. Not unless policy changes. The cap is set in stone. The rules are enforced by mathematics, not committees. There are no secret meetings to print more. Every 4 years, issuance slows. This is the halving. It's a predictable schedule that leads to a fixed supply. This makes Bitcoin the first asset in history where we know exactly what the supply will be decades from now. No central bank has ever resisted the temptation to print. Bitcoin removes that temptation entirely. Traditional money requires trust. Trust in governments, trust in institutions, trust that rules won't change. We rely on these middlemen to manage our wealth. But Bitcoin removes these trusted intermediaries from the equation. No single entity can change the supply, freeze your balance, or rewrite who owns what. The network is decentralized. It validates itself through thousands of nodes around the world. This makes Bitcoin politically neutral and borderless. It doesn't care about your nationality or politics. For those living under unstable systems, this is not theory, it is survival infrastructure. It is permissionless. Critics often say Bitcoin is too volatile to be a store of value. But this misses the bigger picture. This confuses price discovery with value storage. New assets are volatile because markets are still learning. Zoom out. Over 4-year cycles, Bitcoin has consistently preserved and grown purchasing power. It behaves more like early-stage gold than a currency. It's a maturing asset class. Volatility is the price you pay for being an early adopter of the next great store of value. But let's be honest. Bitcoin is not risk-free. There are significant hurdles to overcome. Key risks include regulatory hostility from governments that see Bitcoin as a threat to their control. Then there's custodial misuse. If you don't hold your own keys, you don't truly own your Bitcoin. And user error. Self-sovereignty requires personal responsibility. There's no forgot password button for a lost key. The psychological pressure during drawdowns can be intense. It rewards those who think long-term. Bitcoin is not a get-rich-quick asset. It is a don't-get-poor-slowly asset. It requires education. We are entering an era of persistent inflation and massive currency dilution. Time is of the essence. We face financial repression disguised as convenience. Bitcoin offers a way out for monetary self-sovereignty. It is a savings technology for the digital age. It provides predictable rules in an unpredictable world. Bitcoin is not replacing money overnight. It is replacing trust over time, transitioning from people to math. The transition from analog to digital money is inevitable. Bitcoin is the leading edge of that shift. Bitcoin is not about speculation. It is about time. It allows you to store your labor today and retrieve it tomorrow. The goal is to retrieve that value tomorrow, completely intact, without it being eroded by policy. The question is not whether Bitcoin will succeed. The question is whether you understand why it was inevitable. Bitcoin is a long-term store of value for those willing to think long-term. Thank you for watching.